What's good, folks? We back. Life is Strange, it's a game all about choices. But what if the characters had chosen differently? Now, what I mean by that is I'm not talking about what if you chose to say this instead of that. Nah, today we get into the juicy stuff. We get into the whole story gonna change if this happened instead of that. So, first off, what if Max never returned to Arcadia Bay? Now she's staying in Seattle. We got a whole different ball game on our hands. And you know who else stayed in Seattle when they was on the run? Listen, I'm not going to get into that right now. I'll touch back on that later. But let's just get into this. First of all, why did she come to Arcadia Bay? She went there because of Mark Jefferson. If you remember, she said she was there for Mark. She was not there for Chloe. She was just trying to be nice. Come on now. We all know this. But the person that's actually affected the most is Chloe. Listen, Chloe might have never reunited with Rachel. Now listen, I know she reunited with some bones, but hey, them bones get a little closure. She would have still been out there looking. And let's think about this for a second. Chloe, she was desperate. She already had problems with Frank. And I feel like she go down an even darker path. Instead of blue-haired Chloe, I don't know, she might dye her hair black or something. I don't know. It got to be a darker tone because I feel like this Chloe, it'll get deep into the darkness. She was already looking for Nathan Prescott for help. So, hey, that could have been a good storyline. And we don't know how far she could have went. She could have been working for Damon Merrick. Oh, she could. Hey. All I'm saying is Chloe would have been a completely different Chloe that we did not get to see. But without Matt's powers, I don't think you had to worry about the storm, no way, since she don't even got those powers. Now this really changed up a whole lot. Not only does it change up something in Arcadia Bay, but it also changes stuff in Seattle. Because if you remember, when Daniel and Sean was running away, they ended up in Seattle. And you telling me that during this time they ain't gonna run the Maxine Caulfield? Hey, I ain't gonna say Maxine would be a main character right then, but I am saying that it could be for some type of good interaction. How she would fit into the story, I have no idea. But that's just the possible scenarios. Listen, if you want me to deep dive into any of these, put it down in the comments. I definitely will. But with Max out the picture, Chloe's story, it gonna be way darker, and Arcadia Bay gonna have a lot of unsolved mysteries. And sadly, ain't nobody there to save Kate Marsh, so we know, yeah, bad things happen. Now let's move on. The next thing I want to talk about is, what if Chloe forgave David earlier? Now listen, we know both of these people got their flaws. First of all, David didn't respect nobody's privacies and put some cameras up, and Chloe, she knows she got a little grudge against him, cause hey, this is how I see it. She got a grudge against him cause he trying to come into her life, and he just really trying to barge up in there. Like, I get it, he got good intentions, but the way he goes at it, he kind of controlling a little. But let's say Chloe and David start to get along earlier. Alright, they develop a stronger bond, and it really helps them face the dangers of Mark Jefferson. But now also that it gonna help them face Nathan. Nathan was the whole reason this whole shindig started. And with David hearing what he did to Chloe, you think David not finna throw down with Nathan? Come on now. You know David finna take every precaution. Cause even though he is stubborn, a little cuckoo, that man, he cared about his family at the end of the day. But hey, maybe, just maybe, if Chloe was more open to David, then he might have played a big part in stopping what happened to Rachel Amber, and she would have never disappeared, and then we don't know from there. But I want to get into something else. What if Sean and Daniel stayed in the US? Now I know that you're thinking, what is this man talking about? They already in a tragic accident. But I'm saying, listen, people already kind of complain about this game being a little too political. I'm saying we go all out political. I'm talking about we finna go into the courthouse. We about to go into the justice system. We about to do all that. Listen, even if you not into any of that political stuff, you know, imagine this. Daniel Diaz, Sean Diaz in the corner. We up in the courtroom, we talking to the judge. And we gotta give out certain pieces of information to the lawyer to make the lawyer have a better case. And if we give them the right information, and depending on our actions that we did throughout the entire story, hey, I'm making them choices count here, the judge may let us go. Listen, I'm not saying go free, but lessen our sentence by a whole lot. Like, maybe even go free, depending on what choices you made. Like, think about it. In the news, if you rob the store, the man, he'll take credit. He'll say, oh, they mugged me, they beat me up. And imagine we didn't do that. It will look so much better for the case down the line. Now listen, I know this is probably not anybody's idea game, because they don't want to be into the political side of it, and most people, they probably don't like being in courthouse settings. But I could just see this being so intriguing to me. Hey, if you already gonna go into the political side, go all out, man. Some people gonna love it, some people gonna hate it, and I'm one of the people that might just love it. I'm sorry, but if they went all in. But them staying in the USA and facing their consequences a different way, and letting you decide what truly happens in that scenario, hey, we don't even know. We don't know. They might get separated and Daniel might go to foster care, but that's a lot of potential and a lot of stuff in that game now. Let's hop into something else. What if Chloe never met Rachel Amber? Hey, Chloe's relationship with Rachel Amber is kind of the driving force in Life is Strange. But let's take that away. How could her journey have been different? And on the one hand, Chloe might have fallen into a deeper despair after losing her father like that, and never really finding that spark of hope. Listen, like the first thing I was talking about, this might make Chloe a way darker person, but I have reason to believe that her journey is going to be a whole lot different. Listen, without Rachel Amber's disappearance, Chloe isn't investigating anything, and she might get more involved with people like Frank and Nathan. Hey, I'm not trying to say she's going to become an addict, but we don't know. Listen, Max return to Arcadia Bay, it's gonna have a different type of feeling, because she's probably gonna be closed off and extra resentful, because she ain't never had that friend, and I don't think these people would connect that well, because we talking about Max didn't know her and she didn't find no other friend. Oh yeah, Chloe definitely beefing with her. Listen, then before the storm, Chloe already had a note in that little notebook she had. She was dissing Maxine Corfield, so we already know she had a little bit of animosity toward her. But Rachel Amber went and saved that date. But this is where I get to saying that it could have been another shine of light. And this shine of light, I'm talking about Elliot Hamden. Now, if you don't remember Elliot Hamden, I don't blame you. But he was basically the person in Life is Strange Before the Storm who had a crush on Chloe, like a mad crush. And he really wanted to help her out, but he was just overly aggressive with it. He thought Rachel Amber was messing up her. But let's put it in this situation though. Now, Rachel Amber out the picture. Elliot, he did, listen, they did hang out before. So I'm thinking that they were friends. I know they were friends. And listen, we know Elliot, he was a little cuckoo himself, but in that time where you desperate, you don't have no friends, at least you got him over there trying to be your friend. So I can see him being the shine of light in an entirely different way. Hey, when one person don't come to say today, another person will. And that's one just interesting. I kind of want to see how that'll play out, because Chloe, she gonna have her boyfriend or whatever, Elliot, or her friend. Who knows what they gonna end up being. But either way, they gonna be close. And then Max come back. You already know she beefing with her for leaving her for that many years. But maybe In the long run, hear me out. This might have been better for Chloe, cause hear me out. I don't think Mark Jefferson really wanted to kidnap Big Boy Elliot. Like, he ain't trying to take no picture of no dudes, apparently. Listen, Mark Jefferson a freaky fraud, so I don't know what that man want. But listen, that's just a couple of what ifs that would have really changed the entire story upside down. Hey, that's the beauty of the series. But what do you think would have happened to these characters if these choices were to happen? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments, please. And do you want me to dive deeper into one of these? I definitely will. But with that being said, like, subscribe, hit the follow. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hit the noti bell, and we out.